we're going to get into some new stuff. Before we start, don't forget about the Lackey Kid Marble Maze giveaway, where they're giving away this cool marble maze right there. There's the picture. There it is. Got a great marble in it. It's great fidget to use with kids. It's pretty cool. My kids use it all the time. Also attached to that marble maze giveaway is Sensory Fitness's Sensory Solutions to Challenging Behaviors, a series of educational videos for parents and home caregivers, people at home. So check it out. Go to LackeyKid.com. Go to Lackey Kid's Facebook page and check out those deals. Okay, so also if you want to subscribe, please type 5 in the comments. And I'm reading my notes so I don't forget anything. And just before I forget, those of you that are wanting to join us at a different time, we're gonna experiment and change the show on Tuesday at 4 p.m. So I think we're gonna start that next week on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Jason will keep you updated. He'll do a post after this. Okay, let's get started. Today I got my buddy Willie with me. Where is he?
Here.
All right, there he is. Say hi, Willie.
Hi.
Today we're going to talk about the tactile system, okay? Tactile system is super important. There's a lot going on with the tactile system, and we're going to talk about the importance of it real quick, and then we're going to get into some activities you can do at home. So tactile system is it's really important. A lot of kids have difficulty with that tactile system. Either they don't like to touch stuff at all. They're averse to it. Then maybe they put their hands up. They don't like their clothes, they don't like certain foods, or kids can be the opposite, where they're writing on themselves quite a bit, or they're super messy. They don't register that the food on their face, or the mud or dirt on their skin, or it could be both, right? So kids struggling with tactile system can sometimes run super hot. They have trouble regulating themselves. They can kind of go from 0 to 60 back down to 0. Can be super emotional. Difficult to sit still, got the wiggles. These are my tactile kids that sometimes share these behaviors. So what can you do? All right, there's a lot of things you can do. This being kind of a weird situation where everyone's at home and they're doing some homeschooling. There's some tactile stuff you can do while you're working with your kids at home. So I'm going to go back old school here. So I'm going to bust this old chalkboard out. Excuse me. Okay. Willie, grab yourself a chalk, man. Show me your favorite. I don't know. Give me a picture. Give me a picture. So using a chalkboard, excuse me, using a chalkboard is a great activity because you're working on writing, you're working on grip strength, you're working on everything you need to be doing for school. But it's different than a whiteboard. Number one, it's black, so that usually the color stands out, so it's a little easier on your eyes. So there's that whole aspect as well. But tactile, it's gritty. The chalk is gritty. I'm getting a lot of feedback when I have to bring that chalk across the chalkboard. What did you draw?
A sharp thing that you break ice.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, a sharp thing you break ice with. That's pretty cool, man. So there's a lot of benefits to using a chalkboard if you have one. I mean, I don't know if anyone still has these. I found this, I think, at some thrift store. I always find my stuff at thrift stores. So I immediately bought it because you'll see these a lot in OT clinics and stuff like that. But chalkboard, it's really basic, really simple. If you can get a hold of one, awesome. Use that. Okay. I'm going to put this back because I've got my notes on the other side. So chalkboards, also, when you're doing writing, I'm going to steal this from Handwriting Without Tears. There's a lot of things you can do writing without having to actually write. So, Willie, come on over here, buddy. Here, bud. Oh, you got your slime? Okay, come on down, right here. So, yes. Awesome. Well, he's got all the tactile stuff. That's some slime. We're going to get to that in a minute. So we're going to make some of a mess. So, writing letters or numbers or doing your math with Play-Doh, or I don't have any Play-Doh right now. I have some putty, but creating letters or something out of the Play-Doh. So this guy's in kindergarten. He's been working on his letters and his numbers and all that. So instead of having to write all the time where I'm at a table and maybe kids don't like to sit, maybe they get bored, maybe just that whole eye-hand coordination is quite difficult, give them some putty, give them some clay, give them something to make letters out of. We're not going to do it right now because he's really into the slime. So we're going to go for that. It's keeping him engaged. He's busy work. You want to try to make me some letters?
Mhm.
Okay, here you go, bud. Right there. So it could be putty. It could be clay. Something. It could be dough. Actual dough. So having kids in the. We'll get to that in a second, but could be anything like that. Could be.
Oh,
Shaving cream. I love shaving cream. If you don't mind making a mess, stuff something like shaving cream where it's kind of sloppy and kids can write now, right? There we go. Give me I don't know. Give me the ABCs, man. Give me the ABCs. Or just play with it, right? Some kids might not like this at all, but he's making a mess. He's getting a lot of feedback into his hands, on the palms of his hands. These are very sensitive. A lot of kids might not like to get things on the palm of their hand because this is a super sensitive part of their body. So maybe they're holding an object quite a bit. So I want to experiment. I want to try different textures and see what they like and what they don't like. This might not even be the thing for them. Maybe they want to try with rubber gloves. It's good to have right away, right? It's good to have a towel on hand if you're using different textures like flour. Or you could use flour or cornstarch or whatever. It could be anything. So doing activities like with your kids, like cooking is a great way to expose your kid to different kinds of textures. So things you're looking for is like skin contact, obviously, right? So the tactile system is outside in, it's skin contact. It's light touch and deep pressure. If I'm working with different kinds of textures, I want to try to get as much skin contact with this stuff as I can. If you want to throw the flour out on the floor and have the kid roll around with their shirt off, go for it. I mean, try that. See what happens. It could have an adverse effect, but you won't know until you try. If they're not into it, don't force them. Even just being around it can be helpful, like being in the same room with it or being near it or wearing gloves or watching you do it. And then try different textures as well. So let's see. That's light touch. Okay, that's like stuff, right? That's messy kind of stuff you can use. Experiment with that. And that's kind of your hands. And let's go to check out feet. So having kids with their shoes off. Maybe your kid takes their shoes off. Maybe they don't like their shoes off as well. But maybe they like their shoes off outside but not inside, or wear their socks or don't wear their socks. So experiment with different stuff. Let them take their shoes off and have them step on different kinds of textures as well. So here I have the Lucky Kid wiggle cushion. This thing's got little spikes on the end of it, and getting input into your feet is really good anyway for all kids. Here, hop on here, buddy. Stand on there. He's so into this lap. Ooh. I have these things. They're hedgehogs. I call them hedgehogs. They're little spiky balls. You probably see these a lot in OT clinics and stuff like that, or PT clinics. Here, go ahead, walk on there. Go ahead. Come on. Don't step on the ground. Start at the beginning. Of course, we got to arrange them. Here you go, buddy. Let's see you walk. Okay. So stuff like this is cool because he's getting a lot of input into the bottoms of feet, which are also extremely sensitive and help with regulation as well. These can be expensive. These are from a sensory company. I don't remember which one. But stuff like that. Let them take their shoes off. Let them walk on different kinds of textures, through the sand, through the grass. If you're inside, bubble wrap, pillows. Yes. Oh, look at that. Awesome. Let me see you walk. Maybe you have some sandpaper, right? Throw some sandpaper down there. Let them get their skin contact with the different textures and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's kind of some light touch activities you can do. All right, buddy. Come on over here, man. No, don't put that on there, please. Thank you. All right. So, things also like, okay, we talked about shaving cream. Having everyone has seen the rice bin, right? It's a bin, it's a bowl or something filled with rice or beans or something like that. You can put little toys inside there. Here I have some little dinosaurs, stuff like that, and letting them play with that. That's cool. If I can find a bigger bucket and a lot of rice, I want to get his skin contact as much as I can. So hands are great. Let's keep it in the bowl for now, bud. We'll play with it later. And yeah, So you'll see that a lot too, where kids kind of pick it up and they like to watch it fall, which is kind of cool, and it get messy. But if you don't mind the mess, that's tactile play, absolutely. Again, I want to try to get their skin, as much skin contact with the stuff as I possibly can. And maybe they want to wear gloves. And again, that's okay. All right. Good job, buddy. All right, I'm going to stick this back. Okay. So I just see a question. Where did it go? I was going to answer it. I lost it. Oh, no. There was a question about feet sensory play. Any ideas? Okay, so kind of stuff we talked about. Again, if it's do the same thing you're doing with hands, but just do it with your feet, right? Stuff like that. Getting kids outside as much as you can, because that's, kids are just not moving as much. We're not outside as much. So getting kids outside, especially during this time, can be very, very beneficial. Let them walk through the grass and the mud. Let them go to the woods. If you have a patch of woods or somewhere nearby, let them take their shoes off. Let them stomp through the mud. If you're okay with it, get the hose out when you're done. Picking up sticks, let them smash other bushes and stuff like that. You're getting a lot of tactile input when you pick up a stick or a rock or pick up dirt. Messy play is really beneficial, not just for kids with sensory difficulties, but for all kids. All kids are developing and they need that input to help their brains get ready for everything else, okay? Ooh, more junk, more slime. Okay, so that's light tactile play. All right, buddy, can I put that back? Put that back in there, Ed? Sweet. All right. So that's kind of light touch. The other part of tactile play is deep pressure. So deep pressure is, squeezing and compression, those kinds of things. So one thing people use a lot, and I find very beneficial for a lot of kids, is compression garments, which is, like really tight fitted clothes, right? They're specifically designed. There's Spio. There's a couple of other companies that make compression garments. Those are great. If you don't feel like paying that much money, what I've done in the past, and it's been somewhat successful, is I've gone to the thrift store. I've bought long underwear, 1 or 2 sizes too small for my kid. Long underwear. And I've used that. And I used it for him, and it worked for a little while. And it was pretty beneficial. He grew out of it, and I haven't been back. But things like that. Compression is good. Speaking of compression, I have one of these cool body socks. Ooh, yeah. And here I got his a lot of his stuffed animals in there, so you can just hop inside there. So this is cool. This is Lycra. This is expensive. It doesn't have to be this. Here I have just a sheet. Is like a tubular sheet I found, and I tied a knot in the end of it. So it's got one open side and a tied-in knot. So it doesn't have to be the expensive body sock. It could be this piece of light. Actually, so this is Lycra, but I do have another one. It's a sheet, and I got it again at the thrift store. So, and they can get in that and stuff them in full of stuffed animals. Give them a flashlight. Give them a fidget while they're inside there. They're getting all of that compression and that squeezy from the stuffed animals or whatever weird stuff you put in there. I wouldn't put anything hard, but something different kinds of stuff, soft stuff, and keep them busy. Maybe they take their favorite book inside there and they can read and they get quiet. Okay, here. Go ahead, hop on your bear, buddy. Yeah. So that's compression. Deep pressure, think of like weight on top of me. So getting all that weight, that squish. I have a weighted blanket. Again, I think this was like $70. I think I got it at Target when they were on sale a couple months ago. I can't remember. Weighted stuff is cool. It can be, again, packed into like a big giant pillows. It doesn't have to be a giant bear. It could be a bean bag, a giant bean bag, that kind of stuff. For getting those weighted things, all those things, cushions you have around the house, stuffing them into there, putting stuff inside their shirts. Hey. While they're there, give them a fidget. Try not to get hit by the projectiles, stuff like that. Yeah, how you doing, bud? All right. So when you're doing tactile play, right? The things I'm kind of looking for is as like I said again, as much skin contact as I can get. So experimenting, maybe having them take their shirt off, having their shoes off. If they're not into that, don't force it. Don't force the activity because it's not really going to help them get used to that kind of stuff. And then try different textures. Again, cooking's great because you're exposed to different textures. Getting the kids outside as much as you can. Try just experimenting. See what you have. See what you have around the house. Let's see. I was going to go to some questions here. Want to make sure I didn't leave a lot of time for questions last week. I want to make sure I have time for questions. How can we access the recording of this? This will be posted on. This is from January bin. This will be posted on the Lackey Kid Facebook page, so you can watch the re-recording. I'll post it again also on Sensory Fitness. I'm sorry, on Sensory Fitness page. Will the other past recordings be on your YouTube feed? I'm going to let Jason answer that one because I'm not sure. And that looks like all the questions I have. So I'm going to keep it short today. We're about almost out of time anyway. So don't forget next week. Next week we'll be doing Tuesdays at 4 o'clock. Please join us at 4 o'clock on Tuesday on Lackey Kid. Don't forget, if you want to subscribe, type 5. And on a side note, I would love to see. Hang on, buddy. I would love to see. I would love to see any activities you are doing at home, and with any of the stuff we've talked about, or any other sensory strategies you might be using. If you can make a video or take some pictures, please send them. Post them on the Lackey Kid website, Facebook page. Post them on Sensory Fitness Facebook page. I would love to see what you guys are doing at home. What's working, what's not working, all of that stuff. So again, type 5 in the comments below. Thank you very much. Yes, type 5 in the comments if you want to subscribe, and don't forget to check out the Lackey Kid Marble Maze giveaway. Also, the Sensory Solutions for Challenging Behaviors video series. Those are great. And yes, join us next week on Tuesdays at 4 o'clock. Don't forget, keep moving, and a sound body is a sound mind. Thank you very much again, everybody. See you next week.
Bye-bye.